Hello everybody, I am Supernova the Beagle, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a analog horror series by CADGAM. It is called Coronapocalypse, and from what I can gather, it is basically an alternate universe in 2010 of the coronavirus, but if it happened years earlier. So this video series is, from what I can gather in the description, it's like if the coronavirus is a zombie apocalypse in 2010. So now we're going to be looking at them in the order that they were released, not in their chronological order, but I will show you guys how they all look in chronological order in a second here. And the first video is a 911 call.
Hello, this is 911. What is your emergency?
Please, I need help. Please.
Tell me the address of your emergency, please.
He's gonna break down the door. Oh, please.
Please, I need to know your address, and we'll send someone to help you.
No, please, help!
Hello? Hello, is anyone there?
Oh boy. Okay, so here's what we can gather from that. Well, first things first, this is actually the last video to come in this series. So far at least. And what this tells us is that if this is a zombie apocalypse, like the description says, number one, these zombies are incredibly strong as they can break down doors. Number two, they are very hungry, I guess, and very, dead set on what they want to do, because, I mean, it broke down a door and then ate him, so it's very, very determined. This video doesn't honestly give us much aside from this image, and then I have to do some editing so you can actually see it better, but here that is, and I can't figure out what that means. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is New York EAS. This one gives us some more interesting stuff, so let's get into it.
This is an emergency alert system notification. This is not a test. This transmission was issued by your local authorities. An increased amount of assaults have been reported in the area. For your safety, citizens are advised to stay indoors and secure all entry points to their residences. If you must go outside, please travel in groups and remain vigilant at all times. Law enforcement agencies are actively working to address the situation. Until further notice, it is imperative to exercise caution and be aware of your surroundings. Do not engage with any suspicious individuals and report any unusual activities to the authorities immediately. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for updates and instructions. Take all necessary precautions to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. This is an ongoing situation, and additional information will be provided as it becomes available. Stay safe and remain vigilant.
So this one gave us actually a few different images at the very end. And it told us a bit about what we're dealing with, which it seems like it started in New York City, or at the very least is a primary problem in New York City. So we have no hope left. Help us. And they are lying to us. So very clearly these messages are interfering with our main character's messages. Something else I've noticed is our main character isn't speaking, and it isn't something with the creator's personal choice. No, we've seen voice acting in this series, so I believe that our main character is purposely choosing not to speak. Probably because he's in a populated city where if he speaks, he can attract unwanted attention from anything that, could harm him. These messages though, they almost seem like they're trying to help us by telling us that we're being lied to, or that they can't be trusted, different stuff. So, I'm wondering how it's playing out. But I think, honestly, it might, from what I've seen, it might actually be someone who experienced the virus when it started. But, let's see. This last one is USA National EAS. This is where stuff starts to get really interesting, and this is the last one they've posted so far.
This is an emergency alert system notification. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The United States Department of Health and Safety has issued this message. Minnesota, Idaho, and Wisconsin have closed borders due to an increased number of SARS-CoV-1. Anyone in these affected states should stay indoors and away from anyone you don't know. If you must go outside, arm yourself with a ranged weapon, travel alone, and do not approach suspicious persons. If you or anyone you know is experiencing any of the following symptoms: nausea, irritation, heightened aggression, fever, or muscle pain, it may indicate an infection. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for updates and instructions. Take all necessary precautions to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. This is an ongoing situation, and additional information will be provided as it becomes available. Stay safe and remain vigilant.
Okay, a lot to unpack here, like 3 images that are, honestly, the most important out of these to note. Let's get into them. So, liars, which is interesting. You can't even tell, though, really, it's liars, but it is. The government won't help. Huh. And we will die. And now it's for me time to start thinking about what I personally believe. One of the key things that I think we can note here is that our main character lives in New York. He doesn't seem to live in one of these bordered states. Even if he is quarantining, I think he's just being safe. However, one of the key things we can note here is that whoever is behind these voices clearly knows more than we do. Not only that, I fully now believe that they were involved with the process of this virus being discovered. They know what it's capable of, so that's what they're scared. But it could also be that they don't know anything, because it seems like the government is doing more than they usually do in other scenarios like this. In regular media, it seems the government doesn't do much before the zombies break out, but it seems like they're containing this pretty well, especially for 2010. What I'm interested in is what brings this virus so much earlier than it did in the real world. Was it just too sensitive a topic to bring up in the actual year, or is there an actual lore reasoning behind it? A lot of the stuff we can't really answer. However, one thing I'm going to try and do is figure out who our main character is. One of the main things you can know is that they're smart. They know what they're doing, because they haven't spoken, and so I think that's a safety thing. And if they're listening to audios, like, the emergency audios, they probably have headphones or something that they're using to listen to these audios. So here's what I got narrowed it down to. Either A, our main character is some kind of military veteran, someone who's smart enough to know not to alert the enemy, but also document their findings. maybe a farmer who knows how to stay quiet and not alert cattle, or even a journalist who would know to document anything they find. Now, maybe this main character has a connection with the 911 caller in the most recent episode. Maybe that's how they got access to the the actual 911 call, is they knew this guy personally. So, or, long shot here, maybe our main character is the dispatcher. But in that case, I want to know a few things. Either A, if the main character knew the guy that died, what else happened to his home? Did the police come in? Did they kill the thing? What happened? Or if our main character is the dispatcher, how did that affect his job? Because that's gotta be traumatizing when you're one of the first few people to hear about a zombie eating someone. Right now, the only thing that I can say with confidence is that we know little to nothing. But that's fine. More videos are bound to come out, and I promise that I'm gonna figure out this story. Because it's interesting. It really is. Until then, though, goodbye everyone, and remember, question everything.